All right, hey, shalom, shalom. Hey, first and foremost, I want to say, call Elohim la Yahweh Ba'asham, Yahweh Shah Ba'asham, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles, elders at Great Millstone. Salutations to you, Akim, pushing the work in truth and in sincerity. All right, the name of this one is the beautiful, um, the bitter, beautiful work of the Lord. All right, and the bitter part, of course, is dealing with our captivity and having to suffer, you know, um, under the rulership of these nations that hate us. All right. The part of the bitter part is understanding that it's, you know, it's our own fault, you know, that we're in the circumstance, but everything, of course, is planned out to be the way it is, because it's it's truly a great learning process with depth. Okay, so you know, um, there's nothing more bitter than to have to accept your failures, but the beauty part of you know the plight of ours is that the Lord, through an unsearchable amount of love and care for us, all right, he's going to turn things around for us. Okay, you know, and it starts with us receiving the word in us, and it bringing us back to remembrance. Okay, all right, so I'm going to start with Isaiah 30 and 20, because yesterday I kind of touched on this, having to be in subjection to the nations, and then them not caring about the our plight and what we have to suffer, and them completely ignoring it, and them also benefiting from our suffering. All right, but today I just wanted to focus, briefly. I'm not going to be long, you know, of the bitterness, but the beauty that comes behind uh, our plight and what we have to deal with. So, Lord willingness is Lord willingness lesson is edifying. I want to start in Isaiah 30 and 20 because this pretty much sets the basis. All right. So Isaiah 30 and 20, and though the Lord give you the bread of adversity, all right, and the water of affliction, yet shall not thy teachers be removed into a corner any more. All right. Okay. And the Lord has set it up to whereas, we have, guides. We have, teachers who the Lord has put the Spirit on them to be, spiritual physicians, all right, to help guide and instruct us, um, you know, at the end of this age, right before the Lord restores us, because these are dire, dangerous or perilous times that we live in. Okay, it's very unsure times. Not to say that we're unsure and not knowing what's about to take place, but unsure of how things are going to play out, so to speak. You know, but then again, it's not unsurety, because the Lord is consistently reminding us what His intent is for us. So it says, "And though the Lord give you the bread of adversity and the water of affliction, yet shall not thy teachers be removed into a corner any more, but thine eyes shall see thy teachers, and thine ears shall hear a word behind thee." That this is refreshing. This is refreshing because of us not having, leadership in those that have the Spirit of the Lord on them, who care for us, because the Lord cares for us, even though we're a rebellious nation, all right, and a disrespectful, nation towards the Lord, like a wife turned harlot, shows the utmost disrespect and disregard for her mate's feelings, her husband's feelings, or her husband's principles. All right. Okay. That's how we are to the Lord. Okay. But the Lord is doing us a great favor beyond really comprehension. Okay. So I'll continue. All right. Because I don't want to lose my point. It says, "In thine ears shall hear a word behind thee." Right. So this is the refreshing. Okay. It's refreshing seeing the Spirit of the Lord upon men to help guide us and to give us the words of truth, comforting words of our restoration, all right, and giving us understanding as to why we are suffering the things that we're suffering under the thumb of our enemies, all right, which, suffering, that's the bitter part. But the beautiful part about it is, in our suffering, in our weakness, we're made strong through these reaffirming words that the Lord is, showing us and revealing to us. Okay. It says, "This is the way, walk ye in it, when you turn to the right hand and when you turn to the left." All right. Okay. So let's get Jeremiah 3:15. Okay. This is Jeremiah 3:15. "And I will give you pastors according to mine heart, which shall feed you with knowledge and understanding." All right. And, this is what the Lord has allotted to us in the times that we live in, and probably the most darkest times, not probably, the absolute most darkest times that the world has ever faced. All right. And I just want to hinge on the point, or put emphasis on that point. The Lord will give you pastors according to mine heart. All right. So according to his heart, because we can't measure the empathy, all right, that the Lord has towards us. Okay. There's a saying that women don't love men, but men love women. All right. A woman can't love a man. All right. Because simply the Lord didn't create them to love. All right. Genesis 3:15 tell you that part of the curses upon them is to have to serve us. All right. And be under our rule and in subjection. Okay. And when you look into society, women don't love men, only on a condition based, okay. So, but the point is that the Lord loves us. All right. This is Jeremiah 6:2, really quick. "I have likened the daughter of Zion to a comely and delicate one." All right. The reality of it is that the Lord loves us, okay, more than we could fathom. And it's his pleasure, all right, according to his pleasure, that we're being restored. All right. It's not the other way around. Scriptures say, for his sake, not because of us, but for his sake, all right, that he's turning this thing around. It's bitter, but it's beautiful as well, because you see the Lord's majesty at work. All right. Let's see if I can get a precept really quick. Let's see. want to show up. So bear with me for a second, all right? There we go. This is a good one. This is Psalms 23 and 1. The point being in 3, it says, "The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He maketh me to lie down in green pastures. He leadeth me beside the still waters. He restoreth my soul. He leadeth me in the paths of righteousness for his name's sake." So for his name's sake, all right, you know, um, the Lord is doing it for his sake, okay, all right. Because if you look at Israel as a whole, they're just doing whatever the hell they want without regarding the Lord. And the Lord is, sustaining mankind, starting with you Israelites, without, a thank you or, appreciation. He sustains all mankind, all species, all life, and he doesn't get a thank you for it. And he does it because of his love toward his creation. All right. Now, soon enough, the beautiful part about it is that the Lord is going to give us the heart and the minds to appreciate and love and respect him, Okay. Lord willing, this is making sense. All right. It says, verse 4, "Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. Thy rod and thy staff they comfort me. Thou preparest a table before me in the presence of mine enemies. Thou anointest my head with oil, my cup runneth over." All right. And so we have the truth. Okay. And the Lord has prepared a table in the presence of our enemies. And that's what we have now. We have the truth. And the Lord is a small sanctuary unto us, despite all the wickedness that's being pushed in the world right now. All right. So that shows you his love. Okay. The beautiful part of his love, all right, towards us. Okay. It says, "Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever." All right. Okay, that's a beautiful song. All right, because the Lord is going to protect us. All right. Ultimately for his name's sake. Okay. And his purpose and his will towards, his goodwill towards us. All right. So I got another one, Baruch chapter 4. And I want to start out really early. All right. Baruch 4 and 14. It says, "Let them that dwell about Sion come, and remember ye the captivity of my sons and daughters, which the everlasting hath brought upon them." All right. "And remember ye the captivity of my sons and daughters, which the everlasting hath brought upon them." All right. And that's, that's what's happened. All right. The Lord has remembered us in our captivity. Okay. That, he has brought upon us, not because he was evil and, towards us and malignant towards us. It's because we was that way toward him. Okay. And that's the bitter part. All right. All right. Verse 15, "For he hath brought a nation upon them from far, a shameless nation, and of a strange language, who neither reverence old man nor pity child." And you see that through the transatlantic slave trade. All right. They completely disregarded, us as a people. All right. From the old to the young. I'm talking about no respect at all whatsoever. Okay. And that's part of the bitter. Okay. Because I think in Lamentations, the scriptures say the Lord became an enemy, towards us. Scripture also talk about how, his goodwill towards us, as just as good as the Lord can be towards us, he can be evil towards us, you know. And when you think about a man, you know, that loves his wife and she has done, trespasses against him, all right, you see, you can see that, you know, that man can turn bitter, all right. He can be loving and he can turn bitter just like that, all right. And it is all, you know, up to that woman, okay, which I'm speaking on Israel, all right. So let me take this off. Wait a second. Hopefully that's not messed up. No. All right, cool. It says, these have carried away the dear beloved children of the widow and left her that was alone, desolate, without daughters. But what can I help you? For he that brought these plagues upon you will deliver you from the hands of your enemies. All right. So the bitter beauty of the Lord's work. All right. Okay. So just to reiterate that the bitter part is just having to suffer, but knowing that it's our fault, at the end of the day. Okay. And the beautiful part is that the Lord, with, insurmountable amount of love, an innumerable amount of love, is going to restore us. Okay. As in the days of old. Okay. I have put off the clothing. Oh, Salaki, it says, go your way. Verse 19, Baruch 4:19. All right. Go your way, O my children, go your way. For I am left desolate. I have put off the clothing of peace and put upon me the sackcloth of my prayer. I will cry unto the everlasting in my days. All right. Be of good cheer. All right. O my children, cry unto the Lord, and he will deliver you from the power and the hand of the enemies. It's a good thing that the Lord has set up, these great men, prophets, teachers, all right, who are spiritual physicians, who has the same care for the flock as the Lord has. All right. And going back to that Jeremiah 3:15, he would set up pastors according to his heart. All right. It's a good thing. It's very refreshing. All right. Because that's an extension of the Lord's, his mercy and his grace towards us. Okay. To set someone up that has the same compassion that he has. All right. And has the same integrity. And that's why you see the apostles on down, the elders, the bishops, continuously doing the work of the Lord. All right. Without flinching and standing their ground, despite what they're going through, whether it be personal, whether it be, dealing with this truth or taking persecution within the truth, they're standing firm. All right. So be of good cheer. All right. And that's part of the beautiful part about it. Okay. Be of good cheer, O my children, cry unto the Lord, and he will deliver you from the power and hand of the enemies. Okay. For my hope is in the everlasting, that he will save you. Okay. Paul even had the same prayer. All right. That all Israel would be saved, and all Israel is going to be saved, which is going to prove the Lord's love, his unsearchable love that he has for his children, his chosen. All right. It says, and joy is come unto me from the Holy One, because of the mercy which shall soon come unto you from the everlasting, all right, our Savior. For I sent you out with mourning and weeping, but God will give you to me again with joy and gladness forever. You see, so we went out mourning and weeping, and we're still mourning and weeping, but the Lord ultimately has, he's going to bring that joy, that everlasting joy again. Like as now the neighbors of Zion have seen your captivity, so shall they see shortly your salvation from the Most High, which shall come upon you with great glory and brightness of the everlasting. My children, suffer patiently the wrath that is come upon you from the Most High, for thine enemy hath persecuted thee, but shortly thou shalt see his destruction and shalt tread upon his neck. You see? So we're literally going to go from slaves to, you know, um, the slave owners, okay? Because that's what's going to transpire from this age, all right? The new world to come, the age to come, an everlasting age to come is that, the plowman shall overtake the reaper. And that's how the Lord has it set up. Because at one point, these Edomites was in subjection to us, and the Lord set them up over us because of our transgressions. But it just shows you the balance of the Lord, all right? And he's gonna, once and for all, set that balance, all right, to perfection. It says, be a good comfort, O my children, and cry unto the Most High, for ye shall be remembered of him that brought these things upon you. And we're being remembered now. That's why you see certain things happening to bring in certain prophecies, all right, concerning our enemies, all right. The Lord is bringing them to war, okay. It's unavoidable. It's imminent. There's nothing that they can do to stop it, okay. Also, us waking up in droves, all right, who actually call upon the name of the Lord and believe, okay. So this thing is happening, man, and it's happening on a large scale, all right. So this is Daniel 9 and 10, and I kind of brought these out yesterday, all right. It says, neither have we obeyed the voice, all right. Daniel 9 and 9, it says, to the Lord our power belong mercies and forgivenesses, though we have rebelled against him. Neither have we obeyed the voice of the Lord Yahweh our power, to walk in his laws, which he set before us by his servants, the prophets. Okay, and that's going into that Isaiah 30 and 20, but now it's different, You still have Jake that rejected, and in the law is spiritual, is having faith, all right, okay, and having, you had to do certain works to prove your faith, okay, as well. So it's like, Lord willing, this is all making sense, okay. It says, which he set before us by his servants, the prophets. Yea, all Israel have transgressed by thy law, even by departing, that they might not obey thy voice. Therefore, the curse is poured upon us. All right. And the oath that is written in the law of Moses, the servant of God, because we have sinned against him. All right. We know, dealing with Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter, the 15th verse, all the way to the 68th verse, all right, and no one else, all right, has experienced these things except for the children of Israel that's dispersed all over the four corners of the earth. We have witnessed these things. We have experienced these things. The astonishment is upon us. All right, and there's no one, all right, that can say that we haven't endured these things. And I mean, of course, they're doing it now. All right, but they're going to be found liars. All right, and we're going to be justified by the Lord's power. Okay, and him turning things right side up. All right, and overturning. Scriptures talk about an overturning. All right, I think that's in Ezekiel. All right, it says, and hath confirmed his words which he spake against us and against our judges that judged us, by bringing upon us a great evil, for under the whole heaven had not been done as had been done upon Jerusalem. As it is written, the law of Moses, all this evil is come upon us, yet made we not our prayer before the Lord Yahweh our power. all right, that we might turn from our iniquities and understand thy truth. Therefore hath the Lord watched upon the evil and brought it upon us. For the Lord Yahweh power, our God, is righteous in all his works which he doeth. For we obeyed not his voice. So he was righteous, and that's the bitter part. He was righteous in his works in punishing us. Okay. It says, and now, O Lord, our power that has brought thy people forth out of the land of Egypt with a mighty hand and has gotten thee renown. All right. Because everyone knew, you know, I was reading in Judges the other day. Well, I was listening to an audio Bible on the book of Judges, and the nations knew far beyond. I'm talking about hundreds of years beyond about what happened in Egypt. And all right, so the Lord was renowned, and He's going to be renowned again. Okay, by saving us with a strange salvation from the hand of our enemies, because they want to destroy us. Okay, you better believe they want to destroy us. Okay, everything that they're setting up in law, everything, the new world that they're setting up is designed to oppress us because we believe in our power. We believe in God, and we don't believe in their pseudo world. All right. So it says, as at this day we have sinned, we have done wickedly, O Lord, according to all thy righteousness, I beseech thee, that thine anger and thy fury be turned away from thy city, Jerusalem, all right, which is the people, thy holy mountain, all right, which is the people, because it's a people before it's a place, because for our sins and for the iniquities of our fathers, Jerusalem and thy people are become a reproach to all that are about us, all right, and we see that we're a reproach to all our enemies around us. Now, therefore, our power, hear the prayer of thy servant and his supplications, all right, and cause thy face to shine upon thy sanctuary that is desolate for the Lord's sake. All right, now we know we have a spiritual sanctuary, okay, and of course this is dealing with Daniel, all right, and I believe it's his prayer, okay, toward the Lord. But this definitely correlates to, and has always correlated to, the different captivities that we've been through, and you know, and it correlates to the captivities that we've been through. All right, and it speaks to, you know, our plight. Okay, so let's see. All right, now therefore, O our power, hear the prayer of thy servant and his supplication, and cause thy face to shine upon thy sanctuary that is desolate. All right, and the Lord is, you know, it's a spiritual sanctuary. Okay, the house of David. All right, the Lord is raising up that house. Okay, and it says, for the Lord's sake. So for his sake, all right, O my power, incline thine ear and hear, open thine eyes and behold our desolations and the city which is called by thy name. For we do not present our supplications before thee for our righteousness is, but for thy great mercy. There you go, right there, all right? It says, O Lord, hear, O Lord, forgive, O Lord, hearken, and defer not for thine own sake, O my God, O my power, for thy city and thy people are called by thy name. All right. And that's something that we have to consistently, you know, remind ourselves, not remind, but be instant in prayer with, okay, the Lord restoring us and us, just consistently, praying just like Daniel was praying, okay? All right. Okay, because again, man, the Lord is going to turn things right side up. All right. And he's not going to fail to make sure that, his chosen is okay. Jeremiah 29:11. And really, I'm just going in the spirit. I had maybe one precept. It's Jeremiah 29:11. It says, "For I know the thoughts that I think toward you, said the Lord, thoughts of peace and not of evil, to give you an expected end. Then shall ye call upon me, and ye shall go and pray unto me, and I will hearken unto you. And ye shall seek me and find me when ye shall search for me with all your heart, and I will be found of you, said the Lord Yahweh. And I will turn away your captivity, and I will gather you from all the nations and from all the places whither I have driven you." And this sounds like a future prophecy right here. Okay, this is a future prophecy. Okay, it's dealing with the times that we live in now. "And from all the places whither I have driven you, said the Lord, and I will bring you again into the place whence I caused you to be carried away captive." All right. It says, "Because ye have said, the Lord Yahweh hath raised us up prophets in Babylon." All right. So, and it's the same for this Babylon, the daughter of Babylon. Okay. And every society, every place we've been in captivity, the Lord has raised up prophets or judges. Okay. A Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. You know, I might change the title. You know, because a brother's using it. You know, and yeah, we try to do a live together, but I can't because of the data, these dumb phones, and I don't have internet right now. So, you know, trying my best. You know, but Lord willing, this is edifying. It might take forever to upload, but hey, until next time, I say shalom.